are. It has been quite the journey, hasn't it? All the days of this month, and unfortunately kind of bleeding into the next month because my stupid butt forgot that there were only 30 days in September, not 31, and I'm sorry for being a dingus, but point is, I've had a lot of fun reviewing this franchise and finally giving it the full reviews that I've always wanted to give it. And this is the last of them. It's the end of Super Saiyan-Tember 2, and until we get Budokai Tenkaichi 4, we're probably not going to talk about Dragon Ball again for a while. So, yeah. It's a pretty big momentous occasion, ladies and gentlemen. What's up? What's happening? Welcome back to Animation Station, your number one station for everything in animation, and the last time I can say this for a good long while. 2 or more Super Saiyans fighting for the fate of the Earth. Welcome to our grand finale of Super Saiyan-Tember 2. Welcome to the Tournament of Power Saga. The final arc of Dragon Ball Super, the final arc of the entire Dragon Ball anime side of the franchise, as of right now. Series-wise, not movie-wise. And the big grand finale, honestly, of everything that Dragon Ball has been building up to after this point. Starting all the way from the original, coming all the way into modern day with this big grand final tournament. And well, it delivered in more ways than one. It is a fantastic saga. Do I prefer Goku Black more? Yes, but that's my own personal opinion and personal taste because I'm such a horror nut, and that really just jived with me more because it was really delving into deep, dark, horror-like territory. And being the horror nut that I am, I mean, it hits me right here in the heart. So, because of that, I am always going to prefer the Goku Black arc. It's just my personal opinion. But this arc is still great too, so without further ado, here's my final written review of Super Saiyan-Tember 2. Enjoy. It all leads to this. To cure the boredom of the Omni Kings, and take into account Goku's request from earlier in the last saga, the Grand Priest organizes a massive multiversal free-for-all battle royale to see which of the eligible universes have the strongest warriors in all of the cosmos, with the exception of 3 of the 12 universes that have strength levels high enough that they don't have to participate. But it also comes with a heavy price for defeat, erasure of the entire losing team's universe from all of existence. With their entire universe at stake, Goku and his friends now face their toughest challenge yet, and have to break their limits even further than they already have. Not only that, but they also have to do something that they never dreamed of doing before or even thought they'd ever have to do. Team up with their greatest adversary. Yeah, it's not even a spoiler at this point. The big final addition to this arc, to the Universe 7 team, is Frieza. And the way that he works off of Goku and Vegeta, masterful storytelling. For its final, as of right now, saga in the anime side of Dragon Ball, Super really went all out, and everyone involved in its production gave their 110% to deliver for the fans. This is a fan-made saga. Like, this saga, they made this clearly 100% for the fans, taking everything that they love about the series and putting it all together into one big, earth-shaking climactic conclusion. And that effort is seen right from the get-go as they've drastically changed the animation style to something much higher budget and much more detailed. And it's second only to DBS Broly for the best animation of the entire franchise. The animation in this saga is absolutely gorgeous, especially in the fights where it reaches a whole different level and comes as close as possible to actually matching the hard-edge style of Z, while also having a little bit of modernization. It found that perfect balance. Even during normal dialogue scenes, every scene looks like a highly detailed piece of art that should be hung up on a wall for all to see. It's truly something to behold, right up there with both My Hero Academia and Demon Slayer in terms of its animation. Yeah, I don't mean that as hyperbole. The animation in this saga is so good, it's up there with MHA and up there with Demon Slayer. It's really good, fantastic, beautiful, gorgeous animation. And then there's the numerous and very plentiful Easter eggs and references for the fans of this series long term. The return of the Flying Nimbus, Goku singing the original Chala Hechala theme song of Z, Roshi's classic mantra being repeated for the first time in forever, a lengthy reflection of how far Goku has come since the beginning, including a few reanimated versions of the iconic scenes from both the classic original Dragon Ball series as well as some from Z. Lines of dialogue that are direct callbacks to previous sagas, Vegeta's sacrifice move from the Buu saga making a surprise return, and the coolest one of them all, and the one that only the die-hard fans are going to notice, Goku reenacting the fight with his grandpa Gohan at Baba's palace from the 22nd Tenkaichi Budokai. When they were, that little filler arc inside of that saga where they were fighting the Universal Monsters. That's where that's from. He's literally doing it move for move if you watch them side by side. Totally Not Mark did a great video about this, so please go check out his video. It's really does a really good job showing how detailed and how amazing of an Easter egg this is for the fans. While he waits for Frieza to return from Hell. And there's still a ton more I didn't even mention. There's a ton of Easter eggs and references in this arc. I highly implore you go check them out for yourself. Then there's the fights themselves, which are mostly excellent. Yes, some of them are pretty crappy, like all the Universe 2 fights. Like, seriously, just screw Universe 2, they are by far the worst part of this saga. But the majority of the main fights are very high quality. Goku vs. Kefla, Vegeta vs. Toppo, Frieza and Gohan vs. Dispo, Goku and Vegeta vs. Jiren, Khalifa and Kale vs. Universe 11, Hit vs. Jiren, and of course the big finale of Goku vs. Jiren. The list goes on and on. There's a lot of great fights in this saga. Add on sharp writing, interesting new characters, great character development, a grander scale, higher stakes than ever before. Like, their whole universe is at stake here, not just the Earth. Excellent voice acting, stellar music, effective emotional moments, and a great ending, and you have an incredible saga. However, there's still some issues. Universe 2 was awful and an absolute nightmare to have to sit through. I hate Universe 2. They are awful. Some of the fights were very hit or miss. The elimination of both Piccolo and Tien is infuriating, and it feels like a big slap in the face to their characters. Jiren sucks as both a character and an overall antagonist. There's way too much filler, and the after effects during the big climactic fight of Full Power Jiren and Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku are a little bit obnoxious. Like, they really went overboard in the after effects department. But, even still, final verdict is a second straight 9 out of 10. It's still a great saga, it's a great ending to Super, and it's a great ending to the show side of Z. Because, of course, after this we would get DBS Broly and DBS Superhero that would both continue the story onwards. But it's still a great saga. It is a very long one. It's by far the longest one of Dragon Ball Super. Because I think it lasts, 3 or 4 of these friggin' DVDs. So, it's a pretty lengthy saga. But, trust me when I say, it's worth watching. And if you want to watch a cut down abridged version, there's a ton of them on YouTube. Go check them out before they get copyright claimed. And with that, we conclude our journey through the wild and epic world of Dragon Ball. Thank you all so much for joining me on this incredible journey, and I hope my reviews have been entertaining for you guys, as well as informational. For those of you that have never dived into this series before, I hope I've gotten you at least a little bit curious to check it out for yourself and make your own conclusions. It has been a great time. I'm glad I finally got to talk about my all-time favorite franchise in all of fiction, yes, even over Sonic the Hedgehog. And I've had an amazing time. And you guys have really been enjoying these videos as well. And I'm glad that now my thoughts are all out there for everyone to see, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. So, I'm glad I finally got to talk about Dragon Ball, and this month was more than a lot of fun, even though it was also a lot of work. Well, That's it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Thank you guys for watching this entire marathon. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time as we dive back into the world of another wacky franchise that we've already covered before. Which one? Well, I know Mal and Katie already knows, but for the rest of you,